today we have two undergraduates that have been working on the project on the vegetables and using water management with using data to manage this water, but also using it off the grid. And this is, of course, Dr. Noel Aloysius. So we have Finn Boland.
Yep.
And CJ
Pelletier.
Pelletier. I was going to remember that for about 3 seconds. Sorry about that. Now, you are both biological engineering students.
Yep.
That's right.
Here at MU. Yep. So you got to use that and from that background, but also you're applying it to some vegetables. So tell us a little bit about your experiences this summer. Let's start with Finn because I know you better.
Yeah. All right.
You mowed lawns last year.
Yeah.
And got to help me with some research.
Mm-hmm. So coming onto this project, we went in a little blind. Noel had a really good idea of what he wanted to be doing, and it's something that we kind of learned as we went, but it's been a really great opportunity to apply some engineering ideas, mostly irrigation design, get some help from electrical guys, and really we've learned a lot, not only about engineering and how a project can come together, but also learning a lot about plants and being around the farm and being able to talk to some of the more seasoned people like you or Terry and get help with bugs, disease, that stuff. It's been honestly a really great experience, and so it's something that moving forward we can use in a career, but also, you know, if you want a home garden, you'll learn a lot of helpful things.
So you got to see a little bit of this last year, which made you kind of whetted your appetite. Now, CJ, you've been here at South Farm too for a few years.
That's right.
But tell us about your experiences so far, about how to apply all of this and your background here at South Farm.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start a little bit with the biological engineering. That's my major here at Mizzou. I chose that because I was interested in the environment, so I did the bioenvironmental track, and I was interested in agriculture. And I chose the biological engineering because I also feel like I had a bit of a gift for STEM and applying, you know, the science
STEM
principles.
Science, technology.
Right, engineering and math.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I wanted to be able to apply those things, and like Finn said, integrate them into home gardens, a homestead. That's always been a big goal of mine in life. So yeah, coming to South Farm, at first I worked at the Soil Health Assessment Center, which is a soil testing lab. Farmers will send us samples there. And that really kind of whetted the appetite for the environmental conservation and soil health and all of those sort of topics. And then coming here, being able to work with some of the more engineering principles, mass balances with the water, you know, in and out, irrigation design, the solar panels, and being able to develop something, you know, that's helpful for people is very cool. And then also learning about the plants. I worked at a garden center before I came here, and that was always a great experience. I love being around the plants, and yeah, it's been great.
Well, that's great. So you talk about the technology, from solar panels, then to monitoring the water. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different disciplines all coming together, isn't there?
Absolutely, and we've also learned some stuff about meteorology and weather from some postdocs in our lab. We actually created an irrigation scheduling program where we take a bunch of weather parameters collected from weather towers in the area, the National Weather Service, these public data, and we're kind of wrapping it all into something where we can find a more efficient usage of water for these plants, which could be applied to, you know, places in the world where there's a lot less water, and that's something that will become more needed as climate change and desertification increases.
Right, because if you go back to your soil health background at the shack, is that they measured some of the properties that help with water infiltration and storage.
That's right, yeah, and we have some old data from this field and the type of soil that we're looking to apply to get a better understanding of how the water kind of percolates and spreads laterally under our rows to really get that deeper understanding too.
Do you think that people, if you didn't have this schedule that you all created, that you'd be over-irrigating or under-irrigating, or both?
I think at the start we definitely would have been over-irrigating. Now, possibly even under. Neither of us really have that agriculture background, so we've discussed how we probably wouldn't know how we would do the watering, but this way we can get a very precise amount, and the goal is to just only give the plants what they need. Don't give them more, don't give them less.
Right, and the soil moisture data helps to track that in terms of how we've been doing, and we're going to do some analysis on days over, days under, and how it's actually performed with the schedule. I think, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see because, for example, in the beginning we had, when the roots were less established, I think that they were getting less water. Typically we have a subsurface irrigation system, so I think that we were probably under irrigating then, and then the other week we had a huge rain and our tomatoes were all cracking because they took up all the water, so.
Well, you know, in my own experience this year, we got that huge rain, that rain about the first part of July.
Oh, yeah.
I backed off on watering, and then all of a sudden, I got behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to catch back up, isn't it?
It can be, yeah.
Now, you both have mentioned like how this could be used for homesteaders and such. Can you see people living off the grid with something like this?
I think so. I mean, we've harvested about every week almost 200 pounds of vegetables. I think that could feed you for a long time, especially if you get into the preservation, which is stuff that I like to do. We've pickled some okra, canned some tomatoes, all kinds of good stuff you can do to keep your food good for longer and support yourself, and also feed your animals if you have any.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe make a living off of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the engineering design intention with this project, because we want to build a modular system that can be adapted to smaller sizes at home, or even scaled up if you wanted to have like a auction or a market, kind of like some of the Amish do in this area.
So this could be used for like our Amish friends, but even someone that maybe their fields are just too far away to get electricity there. You can use your solar and your solar pumps, and water, as you mentioned, is a precious resource in that not always do we have enough water.
That's right. And when you're doing something on a smaller scale with precision irrigation like this, you can really save as opposed to large impact sprinklers, especially with the plastic or the landscaping fabric we've laid down. You know, you really preserve your water resources there. You could probably run it off of rainwater collection if you got a big roof.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I noticed that you've used perennial borders in between of your plants. So you just mow that versus tilling, right?
That's right, yeah.
So have you thought, man, we could take this one step further and maybe have a mixed stand with some nice beneficials?
Yeah, I've kind of thought about that. You know, I've been thinking maybe for next year we could explore all kinds of things like that. I was even thinking something like companion planting in our rows could be, you know, beneficial and help, you know, really increase the sustainability and the harmony with the ecosystem here.
So it sounds like this is hitting a lot of different disciplines, and also your interests too. Can you see sometime how future, you know, your career, you'll come back to this time that, man, we learned this, and
yeah,
I was able to contribute in making this project better.
I think so. I think actually the experience in Dr. Aloysius' lab has been the most useful kind of internship research experience I've gotten. With this project too, I mean, we integrate a lot of different things like geographic information systems, which is something that's really sought after in our field, and that'll boost your job marketability and all kinds of things like that. And then there's plenty of companies that run irrigation, you know, contractors, all kinds of stuff that you could work for. I've learned more about PVC than I, you know, knew there was to learn, so.
All right. Now, how about drone imaging? Did you do any drone imaging up here?
Yeah, so we're collecting weekly drone images from about 40 meters up once a week, and it's something that we haven't employed yet, but we'd like to use after the season is over and run the analysis on that. We kind of want to track the NDVI and the evapotranspiration of our plants and kind of see at what weeks are they doing really well, when do they kind of struggle, see how that lines up with our irrigation scheduling, and see if there may be some revisions to be made.
Now, what's NDIV?
Normalized differential vegetation index.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why CJ's
Oh, wow. So, but this is what you can measure growth.
Yeah.
Can you measure stress with that too?
Yeah, you can. And so the way it works is it takes the different colors within the visual spectrum between the green and reds, and basically what it emphasizes is when plants are doing really healthy, they'll be reflecting a lot of green light. When they're not doing as well, it'll, like, the plants are visually more yellowish, but there are also things that you can't see. NDVI picks up on those, and so it's a really great way to see plant stress, vegetation growth, and a really helpful tool for farmers.
Wow, and that might be a great resource like you're talking about, where, yeah, we had to schedule water, but you might see some too many reds at times. Like we should have watered more, or maybe we never saw a red, that maybe we were a little bit overwatering, who knows?
Absolutely, and you can even discern, you know, spatially which rows may have taken more water, so our irrigation schedule accounts for the plant development cycle, as well as what type of plants they are. So you might see, like, if certain plants needed more water throughout the season, you can adjust for that row by changing the the amount of water you get at each manifold. So.
Or if you had an issue in a row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can pick that up. I mean, it's kind of after the fact, but you could do that if you monitor that every day. Say, hey, look at this. I got a riser down or something.
Mm-hmm. And a big thing is planning ahead. You can only do so much in a given season, but you can learn each year and make the next season better.
All right. Well, anything else you want to mention about this project? It sounds really fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. I'm excited to see where we go with it, in the future, and I hope that we want to expand it a little bit, add some cold crops potentially next year, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. Maybe we can catch up on it again sometime.
All right. How about you, Finn?
Well, it's been really fun being out in the field. Personally, field work is something that I would like to see as part of like a permanent job or career, and so it's been a great opportunity in that respect. And also, just bringing fresh vegetables home at the end of the day. You can't beat that.
That's right. Now, you took some to the food bank, didn't you?
That's right. We'll probably be given a lot today. I mean, we've harvested probably 50 pounds of eggplants. It might be even.
All
so.
Right.
Lots of tomato too. So.
And like you said, maybe some new dishes that you can make from all this.
Yeah, I made ratatouille once. It was pretty tasty.
All right.
Yeah.
You should share that with everybody.
I think I should. Yeah.
The background smells right now. I can smell the fresh vegetables. Is that leeks over there?
Yeah, we do have some leeks. Yeah, we've got leeks, parsley. We used to have some cilantro and basil and all that. So.
All that is, I can really pick up on all of that. And you got cut flowers.
That's right. Yeah, and the flowers, they could even, you can make them a business on their own. You can give them to your lady, or whatever it might be. So.
All right. Well, this is fantastic. I love seeing students getting this work experience and how that can help them in their career and help design where you want to go in your career.
That's right.
All right. Well, this is it today, and let's wish these two a great future, and I know they will. We'll see you later.